Who is ready for this video? I am not ready for this video. Today's video is full of all the reactions. So apparently there's like this whole entire world of people that don't like the same books as I do, and books that I would rate 5 out of 5 stars, sometimes even 6 out of 5 stars. Other people would rate 4 out of 5 stars, 3 out of 5 stars. Lest I say it, 1 out of 5 stars. And today, I'm roasting all of y'all bitches. Let's go, let's do this. First book I'm gonna look at is probably my all-time favorite book of all time, Six of Crows. If you haven't read it yet, it's one of the best books out there. It's young adult fantasy. Probably I would even say it's new adult fantasy just because of its like more mature themes. I'm gonna be checking out Goodreads and Amazon to find your 1-star reviews on my favorite books. Or hopefully it's not you who is going to be reviewing, who's putting these up, but someone else, because I'm about to roast you and you might be upset. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. A 1-star review. Oh, I'm having such a hard time finding a 1-star review because this book is amazing. This person gave it a 2-star and they literally said, disclaimer. I got a few angry messages about my rant on this book saying that it is just my opinion. Well, I thought that text being in box with my name above made that obvious, but to avoid confusion, I must state that text below aren't words, God, or truths from deep universe, only subjective opinion of ruggedly handsome mortal whose name and picture you can see above. I hope this avoids further confusion. Guys, do not send angry messages to people who are just sharing their opinions about a book. Make a YouTube video about it. Okay, let's see what he has to say. So much hype surrounding this book. Many positive reviews from my friends. Yet in the end, this book was very underwhelming. Underwhelming? Okay, let's start with the characters. All of them are in their teens, which makes little sense. They don't behave like teens mostly, nor does their age fit the story. Okay, valid. But you're reading a young adult fantasy book? So, that's like every young adult fantasy I've ever read. I'm like, these people could read a little bit older, but whatever. I couldn't picture them as a teen, so I didn't. In my head, Kaz as 30, Jasper as 29, Matthias 32, Inez and Nina in their mid-20s. Jasper? First of all, he spelled Jasper wrong. He spelled Jasper. Second of all, Jasper? 29. If I were to age them up, I would say, yes, Kaz probably is 30 years old. Maybe not even 30. Yeah, Kaz could be 30. Matthias would have to be older, like 32, 33, 34 maybe. Nina, 27, 28, 29, because 29-year-olds, they just have fun. Inez, 26, 27. Jasper, he just became gambling age, but he'd been doing it since he was 18. The second he went to school when he was 18. Everything makes more sense that way, and I can't think of reason to put characters in their teens except to appeal to YA consumers. Hello, yes, it's a young adult fantasy book. Okay. Characters themselves feel very cliche, especially Kaz, who is uncharismatic Gary Stu. Who is Gary Stu, guys? I don't know, so I can't really roast, don't know what that means. Okay guys, editing Cynthia here. I just looked up who Gary Stu is, and apparently Gary Stu is a male version of Mary Sue, which is a typical fictional character, usually a young woman who is portrayed as unrealistically free of weaknesses. It's true. Yeah, Kaz doesn't have weaknesses, but he does. He does. Next! Wow, so many 5-star reviews. 5 stars, 5 stars. I'm having such a hard time finding a 1-star review. Okay, I'm not even kidding. I'm legit having a hard time finding a 1-star review. This one says, spoiler alert, there are no crows in this story. Another 2-star review. and it's kind of harsh, so I'm surprised that they didn't have it. Whoa, my goodness. They actually even reread it. They reread the book. They have spent so much time on, oh my gosh, I am still scrolling, guys. This is ridiculous. I'm not even gonna read this. What? That is so much time spent on a 2-star review of a book. Let's keep going. Let's find a different one. I ain't got the time for that one. Let's see. Wow. Guys, I don't even write reviews this long. Who reads all these reviews? That's incredible. Okay. A 1-star review. I finally found it. Okay, it's short. This person loved Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, which I had a hard time with it just because it was a little slower. I'm not saying it's bad. I never finished it, so I have no idea. They're upset. They said, "You have to be forking kidding me. It's becoming a Netflix show? The torture never ends." And then puts a gif of someone going, "Okay. I'm really sad that I wasted so many hours in this book. I really should have gone with my gut and just put it down. But no, everybody kept telling me to keep going. They told me it gets better. It doesn't. I honestly can't figure out what people are in this, what kind of people? Why people? Not only is the plot as dry as a bowl of oatmeal, but the characters, the ones I was told were amazing, were also flat and boring." Nina? Flat? So much so that I literally DNF'd this 4 times. That should have been enough to make me kick this boot to the curb, but no. I just hope others won't make the mistake of wasting their time like I did. And then leaves our links to all of their YouTube channels and stuff. That's funny. Okay. Here's another one. It is way too long. Okay, I stopped and there's like, here is an incomplete list of vile garbage a reader will find in this novel. The disability that was never there trope, seen in the main character of Kaz Brecker, who is portrayed as a human teenager with a damaged leg. He has the physical prowess of the US Navy SEAL, US Green Beret, all throughout the book, and the kid even disappears from the page around the midpoint of this book. Okay, so I can't really speak on that because I am not disabled, so I don't really know. But I know that Kaz's disability is actually written after Leigh Bardugo's own disability. So of all the people who can speak to it, is her. That is such a lie, that Kaz Brecker has the physical prowess of a US Navy SEAL. That is so wrong, because you see multiple times from different characters seeing him limp, and like when he just climbs over things, it's like jagged and ridiculous. Like, teenage characters who are not really teenagers, we already talked about this. Adults who are disgusting shitbags, devoid of all morals, while teenagers still possess a moral compass and the capacity to do good. There's definitely adults that come into this book that have morals, and also, like, do they know what world that these kids are living in? Because not everyone is a good person, I'm just saying. Every adult institution is rife with corruption and moral depravity, and teenagers have no choice but to embrace a ruthless, selfish mentality in order to survive in a world that actively hates them and seeks their destruction. I just feel like this person is probably pretty sheltered, that they don't really know what, like, the world is like. Okay, true love curses the monster. Six of Crows has a double whammy of this powerful trope. Nina and Inej both fall in love with emotionally unavailable men. Men who can torture and kill people, don't feel bad about it or regret their behavior at all, aka sociopaths. Actually, Nina falls in love with Matthias because of his humanity. Because he was able and willing to look at the other side and realize, even though like he spent his whole life like brainwashed to believe something else. Wow. Also, he's not like a sociopath. Okay, I can't keep reading this. Hello, Future Cynthia here. I originally recorded this with 2 different books that I was going to react to, but I felt like this was long enough, so I'm gonna finish this video here. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Tune in next week because I'm doing more reactions to 1-star reviews on my favorite book, Throne of Glass.